Hello and welcome to today's podcast on Daily Dose. This is a program on Victor Inspires that brings to you sustainable and workable principles for your transformation in order for you to live your best life and be the best you. My name is Victor John Edet and I'm super excited to connect with you today. Yesterday we discussed a very important topic on extraordinary productivity, and there we saw 5 ways in which we can increase our productivity daily, which we can be more productive daily. And we discussed that productivity is being able to make use of what we have, which we already know that God gave each and every one of us 24 hours a day. So productivity is the ability to use that time and create a lasting habit of achievement and fulfillment instead of just chasing endless list of tasks. So in other words, we say productivity is you working smartly, not harder. So you're more productive when you work smartly. We have a lot of people who work hardly, they are so busy and we think they are productive. No, because oftentimes we make the mistake of equating just being busy with being productive, but they aren't the same thing. So when you're meeting the true definition of productivity, you won't be chasing deadlines or running 5 steps behind on everything you need to get done in a day, a week, a month, a year. It's quite the contrary. You will probably be ahead of schedule. So in order for us to be successful, then we need to be productive. And in order for us to be productive, then one of the ways we say we can be more productive is to manage our energy. And secondly, we talked about prepare the night before. Thirdly, we talked about develop a pre-game routine to start your day. Fourthly, we discussed about act on the important. And lastly, we discussed about go for extraordinary. Don't settle for the ordinary. And in order for us to have a better productivity, like any other shift in our life, this requires some work at our end. It can take up to 3 months or to form a new habit. Whether that's creating a daily checklist of tasks to guide a day or building out a weekly gym habit. Once something becomes a habit, it becomes much easier to integrate into your routine. So you realize that a task can become second nature by turning productivity into habit. These and many more we talked about in our podcast yesterday. So if you haven't listened to yesterday's podcast, I will encourage you to do so in order for you not to be left out and in order for you to get maximum value. On today's podcast, I will be sharing a wonderful piece, a wonderful artwork I got from Carl Pulling. He beautifully put what I'm about to discuss with you today well, how to focus and concentrate better. This I will be discussing with you when I come back from this short break. Don't go away. I'll be right back. How to focus and concentrate better. We live in a world of massive distraction. No matter where you are today, there is always going to be distractions. Your colleagues talking about their latest dates, notification messages popping up on your screens, and not just your mobile phone screens alone. And even if you try to find a quiet place, there will always be someone with a mobile device that is beeping and creeping. With all these distractions, it is incredibly difficult to concentrate on anything for a very long time. Something will distract you, and that means you will find it very difficult to focus on anything. So how then do we focus better? How then do we concentrate and produce work that lifts us and takes us closer towards achieving our outcomes? On today's podcast, I'm going to be sharing 4 essential ways that can help you focus and concentrate better. Number 1, get used to turning off your devices. Yes, I know this one sounds so hard for most people. We believe our devices are so vital to our lives that the thought of turning them off makes us feel insecure. The reality is they are not so vital, and the world is not going to end within the next 30 minutes. So turn them off. Your battery will thank you for it. More importantly, though, is when you are free from your mobile distraction addiction, you will begin to concentrate more on what needs to get done. You don't need to do this for a very long time. You could set a 30-minute time frame for being completely mobile free. Let's say you have an important piece of work to complete by lunchtime today. Turn off your mobile device between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. and see what happens. If you have never done this before, you will feel very uncomfortable at first. Your brain will be fighting you. It will be telling you all sorts of horror stories, such as a meteorite is about to hit Earth, or your boss is very angry and is trying to contact you. None of these things is true, but your brain is going to fight you. Prepare yourself for the fight. Over time, as you do this more frequently, you will soon begin to find your brain fights you less and less. When you do turn on your device after your period of focused work and discover that the world did not end, you have not lost an important customer, and all you have are a few email newsletters, a confirmation of an online order you made earlier, and a text message from your mom asking you to call about dinner this weekend, you will start to feel more comfortable turning things off. Number 2, create a playlist in your favorite music streaming app. Many of us listen to music using some form of music streaming services, and it is very easy to create our own playlists of songs. This means we can create playlists for specific purposes. Today, we can create playlists to help us to focus on our work. Choose non-vocal music that has low tempo. Whenever you want to go into deep, focused work, listen to that playlist. What happens is your brain soon associates when you listen to the playlist you created with focused work, and it's time to concentrate on what it is you want to do. Number 3, have a place to go to when you need to concentrate. If you eat, surf online, and read at your desk, you will find your desk a very distracting place to do your work. One way to get your brain to understand it is focused work time is to use the same place each time for just focused work. This could be a quiet place in your office, or it could be a special coffee shop you use specifically for focused work. Again, what you are doing is associating an environment with focus. Just as with having a playlist to listen to when you want to concentrate, having a physical place that accomplishes the same thing will also put you in the right frame of mind to be more focused. When you do find the right place to do your focused work, then only do focused work there. Never surf. Never do any online shopping. Just do your work and then leave. You want to be training your brain to associate focused work with that environment and nothing else. If you need to make a phone call, respond to an email or message, then go outside and do it. From now on, this place is your special working place, and that is all you use it for. And number 4, get up and move. We humans have a limited attention span. How long can you stay focused for depends on your own personal makeup. It can range from between 20 minutes to around 2 hours. With patience, you can stay focused for longer, but it takes time and it takes a lot of practice. When you do find yourself being unable to concentrate any longer, get up from where you are and move. Go for a walk, move around and get some air. Do something completely different from what you were doing when you were concentrating. If you are writing a report in front of a screen, get away from your screens and look at the window and appreciate the view. Take a walk in the local park or just walk around your office. You need to give your brain completely different stimuli. Your brain is like a muscle. There is only so much it can do before it fatigues. If you were doing some focused work in Photoshop and then switch to surfing the internet, you are not giving your brain any rest. You are still using many of the same parts of your brain. It's like doing 50 push-ups and then immediately trying to do bench presses. Although you are doing a different exercise, but you are still exercising your chest. What you need to be doing to build up superior levels of concentrated focus, in a sense, do 50 push-ups and then a session of squats. Now you're exercising your chest and then your legs. Two completely different exercises. Do the same with your brain. Do focused visual work and then do some form of movement with a different type of work. Focused visual work followed by a discussion with a colleague about another unrelated piece of work, for example. It is not difficult to train your brain to become better at concentrating and focusing, but you do need to exercise deliberate practice. You need to develop the intention to focus and be very strict with yourself. Set time aside in your calendar and make sure you tell your colleagues that you will be off the grid for a couple of hours. With practice and a little time, you will soon find yourself being able to resist temptations and focus better. I believe you got value from today's podcast. Until I come your way tomorrow, be the best you.